guys, welcome back. If you guys just saw me a few minutes ago, thanks for coming back and watching in that. I'm just waiting to see if this shows that we're going live here. Here we are. So I'm going to get to see myself here, and hopefully Kat's going to make some comments in that. I'm going to see if I can get them to come. Okay, so welcome. I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to stay and watch me do these cocktails that I talked about just a few minutes ago. If you're just joining us, then I'll quickly go through and tell you just the few cocktails that I'm going to do today. First, though, I want to let everybody know that we are, I'm just going to do a little wave. I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to wave. So Kat's watching. Mama McRoberts is watching. Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys about some exciting news that we had yesterday in that. So a little tired today, if I can say that. We actually hosted the cantaloupe celebration last night for the local chamber. And it was just really exciting for us. We had a really good turnout. Everybody was just great to be here, and there was a huge partnership with the chamber and with just different businesses that were here. So we were really excited. Hunting Creek was here. D&D Skins was here with food. Matt Boswell was playing music, and we got to have people test our cantaloupe whiskey and a cocktail that we concocted yesterday. So had a really great team working with us. The girls that were helping us, really appreciate all the help. But what we did is we introduced this cantaloupe whiskey. And I will tell you, this was one that I actually had to convince not only Mason, who makes this, but my husband, James, who was not necessarily keen on this. He didn't think that this was going to go. He's definitely not a melon person, doesn't eat watermelon, cantaloupe, any of that stuff. So, but it was important to me because Turbeville, as everybody has told me multiple times, has the best cantaloupe in the state of Virginia, probably the East Coast. I'm sure that they're going to tell you it's anywhere. And they do. But the cool part about this is that it was the 40th anniversary this year for the Cantaloupe Festival. And it was really disappointing thinking that we weren't going to be able to do that. So lo and behold, I said, come on, we're going to do this. We're going to support the community, and let's do a cantaloupe whiskey to get everybody excited about the fact that we're not going to have it. So we did that. Some of the comments that of people tasting this last night, and that was that, well, I can't really taste the melon when they were drinking it. And some of that we did on purpose. For those of you that, did not hit do not disturb, so I apologize for that, that are familiar with the different flavored whiskeys in that we do it at 6%. And the reason we do that is we want it to be a hint of the flavor, but then when you mix it, it actually really comes out. So if you wanted to sip it neat, you'd get a little bit of that flavor profile. But then when you mix it, I don't know why, somebody who's a chemist can probably tell me this, but I think that it just really enhances the flavor. Specifically with the mint, I think the mint does that really well. I think that peach does it really well. Obviously the honey, you can sip it and do that, but it's so mixable. But I really find that with this cantaloupe, that it's sippable, keeps a really strong whiskey note to it, but then when you mix it with the Sprite, which is our favorite, both the peach and the cantaloupe, just with Sprite, super, super easy, that really good melon freshness comes through. So highly recommend this. This is a limited run. We've sold probably about a third of what we've made in the first day that we were out. So I will tell you, you can go to the link if you go onto our website, and that you'll be able to see if you want to do that as a purchase and that. So I would recommend doing that cantaloupe. So with that, I'm going to make the cocktail that we did last night. Another really kind of fun tip I want to tell you is if you guys see the cantaloupe on this, the peach on this one, trying to see if I've got my maple one, the clover for this one for the Irish cream, and the maple leaf on this one. Different. The reason we do that is because it's a distillery only product. So you have to come to the distillery to get that, or if you're in the state of Virginia, you can order it and we can ship it to you. anything that has this scratch on it is available in ABC stores. You can order it through the ABC store and have it shipped to you. So just a kind of little fun thing. That's obviously our brand. It's really important to us going forward. So just a cute little kind of something for you with that. So I'm going to take 1 ounce of this cantaloupe whiskey and put this into the tasting jars. I'm doing this in the same tasting jars that I would do this weekend that you guys can do. These 3 cocktails, these would be 3 really, really good cocktails to get this weekend. I'm going to touch this up with Sprite. And this is just how we did it last night. I think that this right here would be perfect. You could stop if you are going by Reese's Farms. They provided all of the cantaloupe for us for last night. So that was really exciting. And I still have some left over. So I'm going to take just a couple little pieces of the cantaloupe. And that's going to be my garnish. What the heck? We need a little fruit salad in here. So I'm going to make sure we add that to that. And then I'm going to just top this off with the lemonade. We did this with the Sprite, and I think it's really, really good. But when we added that lemonade, I just think it really kind of made the melon pop. So I'm just going to top this with just a smidge of the lemonade. And then just for fun, because Joyce Wade brought me some really fantastic, whimsical mint yesterday, I'm just going to put a nice little mint sprig on the top of that so you guys can see how cute this little cocktail is. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to give this a little taste. I'm my own QCer today, so bear with me. This could get really ugly if I keep going, so I'm just going to sip until the end. This one is so, I just like how fresh this is. I think this pairs really well. I think that melon pairs really, really well with it. And so I think that this one is going to be one that you can make in bulk, take on the boat with you, go to the pool, get the cocktails to go from us and take it. This is a really, really good sipping one. So I'm going to keep that one for just a little bit later. And then I got to thinking, I just grabbed some stuff. Everybody has loved the watermelon cocktail that I made with the mint. So what I thought might be kind of fun is to just see what would happen if I took the cantaloupe and made almost like a melon mash up. And I thought I would take this watermelon Simply Juice. I'm a big fan of the Simply Juices. I know they're a little bit more expensive, but I think that they taste really natural. They just add really good components to the whiskey and that. So I really think it's worth it. These are like 2 for $5 right now at Food Lion. I think everything I got today was at Food Lion. And I'm going to do this with the melon, and I'm going to do this about halfway with the watermelon juice. And then I'm just going to top with a little bit of Sprite. You could do this with your seltzers if you wanted to do. This watermelon seltzer would probably be one that I would mix with it. In fact, there is just a little bit of cantaloupe whiskey in there just because I was trying to see if the watermelon and the cantaloupe were going to go together. So I did a little bit of that. But I'm mixing this, and I would probably garnish this again with either the cantaloupe or maybe even like a little slice of lemon, because that watermelon does get kind of sweet. So I'm going to give this one a shot, and let's just see how this goes. I'm not quite sure about this one, but we're going to try it. So this reminds me of my Aunt Pam's fruit salad. Damn, this one's pretty good. So this is going to be an option for definitely for this weekend. That watermelon is so good. You could do this with the cantaloupe. You could also do this with our mint whiskey. Both of those would be really good. This literally tastes like fruit salad. Like I mixed, all I need to do is put a few strawberry slices in there, and it would be my Aunt Pam's fruit salad. That's one of my favorites, but super easy. Again, with this one, I just did the cantaloupe whiskey. I did some of the Simply Watermelon juice. I'll be sure I have this weekend, so you guys will be able to order that. And then just a little bit of Sprite, and this is slam dunk. This is super good, little sweet, really, really good, just porch sipping in that. So that is going to be the watermelon one. So I'm going to actually add that one this week. So the next one I'm going to do is the one that I stole. This one I stole from Berry Hill. I claim it. I've told Steven I stole this. They did their very first mixology, and they used our whiskey. And I was hooked from there. And I have done this one so many times, and people will come in still to this day. I think I've done this for almost 2 years now, at least a good year. And they'll still ask for this sweet pea. This is such a good cocktail. Even if you don't like mint, I think the mint just makes it really, really refreshing. So it is one that I really like. This mint whiskey, I know I've said it before on these. I just really like this. It makes everything super refreshing. So if you're a sweet tea drinker, you're a lemonade drinker, you know, you're porch sipping, whatever it is that you like with that, I would put a shot of the mint in it because it literally just makes everything super vibrant. It's really refreshing. And Arnold Palmer we've done with this. You could do both the tea and that and the lemonade. But this is going to be really fun with the orange juice and that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the mint whiskey. If you guys like this mint whiskey, if you guys have a way of mixing it, I'm always open to new ideas, and especially trying to figure out how, because so many people say they don't like mint, and then I give it to them in a cocktail and they're like, well, it doesn't even taste like mint. Now, if you put it in coffee or hot chocolate in that, I think it definitely kind of gets a little bit more mint taste. Super good in the hot chocolate that I make, and I can't wait. I'm counting down the days to when we're going to be making some homemade hot chocolate. I also make a really fun shot with this one. Maybe I'll have to do some shots next week just for fun, and then we'll do them bigger for the tastings and that. But I love to do this mint whiskey, and I do a half ounce of that. I do a half ounce, 1 ounce of half and half, and then a good swirl of chocolate syrup. And if you mix that up in one of the shakers, like I have those little metal shakers, which I'm not quite sure where they disappeared to, but they're usually somewhere underneath here. But I've got these tiny little shakers, but you could do this, brainstorm. You could do the shaker in these little tasting jars. So what I would do is take my, take the mint whiskey, and this one I would make a little bit bigger. I'm going to do this next week for sure. Remind me, guys, that this is the one I'm doing next week with the thin mint cookie. So good. And I would take the mint whiskey, a shot of that, 1 ounce. I would do a good top of like half and half. You could do whole milk. You could do almond milk. You could make it into almost like an almond joy kind of fun thing. Or a York peppermint patty would be one that I think that would be really good with. And then top that with your chocolate syrup. These little lids, you put these lids on it, and then you can shake it. If you put a couple ice cubes in there, this is going to work just like your typical cocktail shaker with that. So I'm going to remember to do that next week for sure, so you guys can try that. I'm going to get back to my sweet pea because this is a really, really good cocktail. So I have 1 ounce of mint whiskey in here. I'm going to take some orange juice. And you guys know I like using these lines to measure. It's just how it makes it super simple. It's funny because I always get people that come in here and they're like, it just doesn't taste like when you make it. And, you know, I go home and I try to do the same thing. And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing? And then they tell me, I pour this and I pour that. And I'm like, then you're not measuring. If you don't measure, it's never going to taste the same. It's kind of like if you were making a cake from scratch and you weren't measuring anything, you know, you just dumped in some cream of tartar or, you know, baking soda and that stuff. I mean, it's always going to be different. So you have to measure. I highly recommend doing the measuring. I take this and I'm going to fill this to the Springfield line. So it's about halfway. It's about halfway with the mint whiskey up to the orange juice with that. Then I found these, as I've used these before. I've used the mango, you know, I've used the peach and that. This one is a strawberry one. Got this at Food Lion. It's on the top shelf of your mixers. So if you are across from the beer and you look at all the mixers and that, I know the supplies are really low right now and that. This is also one, if you can't find this, you can add a little bit of a strawberry daiquiri mix or a strawberry margarita mix. Like that would be really good to mix in that. And then I would use that for all different kinds of cocktails. But you could easily use this in this cocktail. But since I have the strawberry syrup, I'm going to do that. I'd also, while we're limited on the mixers in that, highly recommend doing the strawberry puree that I made with the blueberries last week. So taking that strawberry preserves, cutting it down in half with some boiling water, and then keeping that as your puree. And then you could do that with the Irish cream. You could do that with the honey, the mint, God, I'd even do it with the cantaloupe and make some more fruit salad. But I'm just going to take and do a little swirl of this, just a little bit, so I can get some strawberry flavoring in there. And then this one is so simple. You're literally just going to top this with ginger ale. Sprite would make this a little bit sweeter, much more of like a mimosa type thing. But this cocktail is so good, I just wouldn't change it. I stole this from one of the girls that used to work at Berry Hill, and since she's not there anymore, it's really, now I'm going to claim it's my cocktail. So, sorry, Steven. And then I'm going to put just a slice of orange in there just because I like it, and give this a little bit of a mix. And this one, I promise you guys, will be on the menu this weekend. You have to try this. It's so good. Just need a little bit of a reminder. Okay. I actually think I like this one better than when I make it in the tall glass, because I taste just a tiny bit more whiskey in this. You can make this a little bit sweeter by adding more of this strawberry daiquiri mix. And that's where you get to play with this, is to put a little bit more in. Especially if you use these, you can be much more generous with it than I would probably be with these syrups. So just a reminder, this tasting glass has one ounce of mint whiskey. It's probably got, I'm going to guess this is an 8 ounce, about 3 ounces of orange juice in there. Swirl of strawberry puree, strawberry preserves, you know, whatever you want to use for the strawberries. Also, I've tried this with raspberry. It's very good. And then just top this off with ginger ale and then a squeeze of orange in there. Super simple, really yummy. This will be on the tasting menu for sure this weekend. So look at how pretty these little cocktails are getting. It's going to be a really great lineup. I'll make sure I take a little picture to make sure everybody can see what's coming this week. So I think these are getting pretty cute. We've got lots of little colors going on here. It's definitely summertime sipping. Okay, everybody still in? Everybody liking the cocktail so far? Ready to come this weekend and taste, I hope. I was remiss in not telling you about my t-shirt. This t-shirt was a collaboration with the chamber and a member, Christine Knapp, who does all of our labels, most of our marketing materials, our branding and that. She is so incredibly talented to draw and that. And what she did is she took the back of this, so you guys can see, and it is the Spainhour pig, and with the cantaloupe, holding the cantaloupe for the festival, and then obviously one of our mason jars. This size mason jar, not the tasting size mason jar. So the pig knew what he was doing. So these are available through the chamber. Highly recommend them. They're great t-shirts. It's supporting the chamber, who is supporting all of our local small businesses. You know, they've done so much to try and keep us all active and going through this pandemic. And so we're really appreciative of it, and we're very, very grateful to play a part in that. So if you guys are looking for one of these t-shirts, highly recommend doing that, getting in touch with the chamber. And they also have these great little party packs, and I'll have these here this weekend just in case you guys are interested. This is for $35. You get a cocktail from us, you get a dinner from Spainhours, and you get this wonderful t-shirt. So for $35, you're getting all that stuff thrown in there, and it just is a great way to support the local community. So I'll make sure that whoever comes this weekend, if you guys are looking for this, how you can get in touch with the chamber to make sure that you can get one of these t-shirts, because they're super cute. So really comfortable, soft. I like it. Okay, last cocktail, I think. Anyway, might be here all night because I'm all by myself. So it would be nice to just keep going and come up with the other 3 or 4 I'm going to be doing this weekend maybe. So let's see if Kat will stick with me for a little bit. This one is going to be the blackberry old fashioned. I've not done this. I think I've done a peach, a honey. I've done the orange, of course. We've done the 1842. I've done a maple old fashioned, which is probably still one of my favorites. I don't think our maple whiskey gets enough credit. It is probably my go-to when I make my own Truly White Claws spiked seltzers. I've been known to take different seltzers take a few drinks out of it and stick a good shot or shot and a half of the maple whiskey in it. This one is so good. Highly recommend mixing this with your ginger ale, your Sprite. Just gives it a nice, really good flavor to it. I really like the maple whiskey. I'm not featuring the maple whiskey tonight. I'm featuring what is one of our most popular, which is our blackberry whiskey. So I'm going to do this, just a bit of a twist on this. So when I make an old fashioned here, which I know is not a traditional one, I typically do the 1842 or the orange whiskey, two of my favorites. I would take a good shot of that in here. I would add a good squeeze of some orange slices, some bitters. I top it off with ginger ale because I can't do a really strong cocktail here. And then maybe maraschino cherry just for a little bit of that almond kind of flavor to it. But tonight I'm going to change this up and do just a little bit different. I'm going to take our blackberry whiskey. So I have 1 ounce going into this tasting glass. If I'm doing the larger one, I'm putting a full shot in there. So I'm going to put a nice ounce of the blackberry whiskey in here. Then I'm going to take a couple of these fresh blackberries. I think you could easily do these with frozen ones. I saw those. There's actually some frozen blackberry, strawberry, blueberry combo, and I think that those would also be really good. I'm taking this blackberries. I'm just going to mash them just a smidge so you get just a little bit of flavor in there. So it's got a nice, really good color for this. Got the blackberries and the blackberry whiskey. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that honey puree that you guys have seen me use so many times. The honey broken down with a little bit of boiling water, so it makes it really mixable. And I'm just going to put probably about a ½ ounce in there, just to sweeten the blackberries a little bit, just in case you get some blackberries that are a little less sweet. So I've got that in there, and then I'm going to take some of my bitters. You can do these in any flavor. You could do a walnut, you could do an orange. This is just your typical Angostura bitters, and I'm going to put just 1 or 2 shots in there for that, and on my hand. So I've got the bitters in there, which I think is going to add a really good flavor to it. And instead of orange, which is typically in there, I'm going to add just a good slice of lemon. I think the lemon's going to make that blackberry really stand out. I think that's going to be super yummy with the honey and then the lemon. And then I'm going to add just some ginger ale to this. I just think this is going to be really pretty too. So this is our my blackberry old fashioned. So I've got the blackberry whiskey. I have some honey simple syrup, little squeeze of lemon, some Angostura bitters, and the ginger ale. Yeah, this is pretty good. I think I could change this up. I think I could even do the same exact one with the blackberries and use that maple whiskey. I think that maple whiskey would be good in this. But I think the lemon adds that little bit of tartness to balance the blackberry. The blackberry, you guys know, we like to mix with the sours and then with lemonades and that. So I think the lemon keeps that little bit of acid, acidity to it and that stuff that really makes this good. I think this one pretty good. Yeah, this is going on. Listen, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Nobody's here to QC me. So I'm hoping you guys like this. And if there's any of these that are piquing your interest, you'd like me to run through this, I'm going to do it super quickly. The first one that I did, if you guys remember, this is the one that we did last night. This is our cantaloupe whiskey. This will definitely be featured this weekend. It's got Sprite, splash of lemonade, got a little bit of mint and cantaloupe in there. It's just going to make it a really nice, refreshing, yummy cocktail. Highly recommend this one. And then the second one, which I took a little extra sip of, if you can tell, this is the watermelon one. I think that watermelon with the cantaloupe is just like fruit salad. And then I added a little bit of lemon to this. I think this one would actually be good with ginger ale also, but I liked the sweetness of the Sprite with this. So this would be another version of cantaloupe. I think I'm going to have cantaloupe on the tasting menu twice this weekend, or you can pick one of those. And then this is the famous sweet pea from Berry Hill that I stole. And this one has the mint whiskey. It has orange juice, about halfway. It's got a swirl of the strawberry puree. I'm probably going to make a strawberry puree for this because I think that the flavor of the strawberry jam and the sweetness is going to be really good with that. And ginger ale and a slice of orange in that. And then the last one I did was the blackberry old fashioned. And I did this. This would also be really good with the 1842 now that I think about it. If you want a little bit more kick of the whiskey, would be really good just with these mashed blackberries. You could also do this with blueberry. You could do this one easily and do another black and blue old fashioned. So that could be an option. Some bitters, the ginger ale, little squeeze of the honey simple syrup that I like. I didn't even put a maraschino cherry in here because it's plenty sweet with that. I don't think you need that. And then just the squeeze of lemon on top of it. So I think this one was really good. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope Kat's been answering any questions that if you've had any. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I promise you I will get the 6 cocktails posted tomorrow that will be on the tasting menu. So you guys can order the cocktails to go. Come and do a tasting this weekend. As you guys know, we take those tastings, put them in the jars. You guys get to go sit outside on the porch. We're supposed to have a food truck here this Saturday, so I'm really excited about that. It would be a brand new one. So we're hoping that the weather cooperates and all of that for that. And then we'll be here for the weekend doing tasting. So we hope you guys will enjoy it. Don't forget, place your order for that cantaloupe whiskey because when it's gone, we probably will not bring it back. And even if we do, it won't be the 40th celebration. And if you guys are looking for those party packs for that, you guys can get in touch with us or get in touch with the Halifax County Chamber and get those. I think they are close to 500 boxes at this point in time. So they have been busy putting all that together. So hope you guys will take advantage of that. So sorry we were so up close and personal, but I thought that might, you guys could see a little bit more since it's just me today. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for everything. Thanks for your support. Hope you'll come and see us. Thanks so much. Take care.